today for some legacy action.
It's vintage, Clyde.
Vintage action. For some vintage legacy action.
That's a good beat.
Absolute legacy of a vintage match.
Yeah, truly one for the ages.
This vintage match, will go down in history
as an absolute legend. Alright, what are we playing? Is this Storm I see?
No, I'm not playing Storm.
We're not counting to 10? Oh no, this is 3-color control? 4-color.
I'm playing
Oath.
I'm playing Oath, yeah.
Oath.
Just
With
to-
Oko? Is that not...
Ah,
no, I see it! It all clicking together.
Yeah.
You turn their artifacts into 3/3s. The ultimate out to your opponent has no creatures.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
You wanted to play Mario Kart?
Wait, we just gotta check. Is Baby mad at me?
Yes, I am.
Liam, have you read the room and I haven't, and Carolyn's mad?
Liam, is my girlfriend mad at me?
Somebody has to take the neck roll.
Because I was focusing on the magic, so I haven't been reading the room.
Just think, what would Nick say?
Well, I don't know.
What would Nick say?
He'd say get on the beers.
He hates beers.
Hello and welcome. We're Adelaide Eternal. I'm here with my good friend Clyde Stanfield.
Hello,
who's
everybody.
A few beers in, but I'm not. So
I get stone cold sober for this evening.
And to be honest, kudos to you, Clyde. It could be the alcohol, but it could. It could also be your brazen confidence. But you don't even know. We haven't even looked at my list. You've just said, you know what? Let's just do a bit of vintage commentary. When was the last time you played vintage?
Last time I played Vintage, probably like 3 or 4 years ago.
When was the last time you watched vintage?
Maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I have an idea, a general sense of what's good and what's not. I know what wins games of Magic.
Alright. Well, should we get into it? I guess for yourself as well as the viewers, I'm playing Oath of Druids with a list that's designed with Runescar Demon to search for a Time Walk and then chain Time Walks until you win. So it's Bug, mainly with the colours, splashing white for 1 balance and red for 1 Underworld Breach, which is like Yawgmoth's Will basically.
Yep, I know that one.
But ever so slightly better in my opinion.
Better than Yawgmoth's.
Less elegant but more powerful, yeah. Because you can cast the same card multiple times. Like Yawgmoth's Will, you cast a Time Walk and then exile it. Breach, you can cast it and then like cast it again and cast it again and cast it again until you've eaten the rest.
Breach restricted?
Breach is restricted. Is it?
Is it? I'm asking
I'm
you.
pretty
You're
sure.
the Vintage player.
I mean,
You're only playing one, so it's restricted for you.
It's restricted for me. I'm pretty sure it's restricted. There's a whole deck around it where you brain freeze yourself to get a big graveyard and then you brain freeze your opponent. Anyway, it looks like I'm playing against Dredge and not the previous match or the match 1 where I was playing Hollow 1 Dredge or Aggro Dredge. I call it Aggro Dredge even though there's no dredges in it, but it plays Bazaar of Baghdad and it's aggressive. So this is traditional Dredge, which you probably know a little more about. This deck's a little bit dated, but it's still very powerful.
Yeah. How many dredges does he hit of his first
He's got
Bazaar?
Stinky Boy. Well, he's got 11 cards. I can't quite see. He's got Stinky Boy and Golgari.
And is there a bridge in there as well?
And an
Looks like
Icarid.
it.
Yeah, and a bridge. So he's
hit.
going off. Yeah, and it's a shame because I got a powerful hand. I had Black Lotus Acol. So my hand's pretty good. Oko's not great versus the Dredge decks though.
Yeah, I mean, they're not playing any artifacts you're turning off, so you're just turning their 1/1s into 3/3s, which is not so great.
Yeah, it's not great. I've got a mainboard Memories Journey though in hand, which is not nothing. It sounds like pretty.
I mean, I feel like already we're scrolling the graveyard and we're thinking, alright, how many sideboard cards do I have?
Yeah.
I mean, Dredge always a bit like this, where it's either on or it's off kind of
Dredge
thing.
is supposed to be like something like 90% to win game 1. But against me, I found I've got a decent game 1 against Dredge because sometimes I just got the turn 1 or 2 Oath and they can usually amass a massive board by turn 3, and either be swinging lethal turn 4 or almost lethal turn 4, and it's definitely swing lethal by turn 5. But like as a really powerful dredge could be swinging lethal turn 3, like a perfect dredge hand I think could probably swing lethal turn 3. But most of the time I'm going to assume turn 4 for the
I mean,
lethal.
your setup here gets an oath on 3, right, with this hand. So you need your turn 4.
Yeah.
You're on the play, but the question
No,
is...
I'm on the draw. That's
you're
a
on the draw,
sapphire.
yeah. Oh, yes. That's a... So, yeah, you might just be a little too slow here.
It's a shame, isn't it? Even with a Lotus. And I think I'm tossing up between getting Underground Sea for Imperial Seal or getting Trop and going Memory's Journey. Because the Memory's Journey's got flashback. So
No Bayou here.
No, I used to run a Bayou, but I cut it. Because I now run Okos.
For exactly the situation where you have the Sapphire.
It's not nothing, but I only run one Misty.
Yeah.
So it's a bit too hit or miss, and 80% of the deck is blue. So.
Yeah.
Like I've gone for Seal. I'm trying to progress my own game plan, and I got forced. Oh, but I've got mana up because I Lotused, right? So I've got 2 mana up. So this isn't so bad. And Shambling Shell, Stinkweed, that's all their dredges. So I'm actually stifling them for a turn, which is not bad. Their graveyard looks massive, but they don't have any dredges left. So they'll be able to get them back pretty easily the next time they activate Bazaar, right? But that means they're not dredging with this Bazaar activation.
Yeah.
Oh, they do get an Icarid though.
I mean, 1 Icarid, not the hugest deal, right? Like, unless they're...
yeah, but then it sacks and you get... You got three bridges in there? So... It sacks, you get a prized amalgam and 3 bridge triggers.
Yeah. I don't think... This isn't lethal on the next turn though, is it? Is it enough? No. 15... 8, 10,
13.
So that's not lethal. So you've got 1 turn. You top deck the Oath.
Pretty good. I mean, it's a great hand, right? But like, oh no, it's not because they've got Icarid. Yeah, they've got Icarid. So Icarid makes lethal.
Oh, of course.
So that's pretty impressive from our opponent to play turn 3, swing lethal. And that's through a Memory's Journey. Right, I mean, I had a great hand. I had Lotus, A-Call, something that deserved to get countered. I mean, Imperial Seal wasn't that impressive, but it baited out a counterspell. So something that earned a counterspell and an Oath of Druids, and it's still not enough.
I mean, not much is going to be a Bazaar Baghdad with Force of Will backup on game 1.
It's crazy that Dredge players are playing Force of Wills now.
That's...
There you go. So I can't do the Oath because I need to flashback to stay alive. But I don't really have much of a game plan. I need to hit probably Time Walk Oath, Time Walk off the top to win.
Time Walk, yes. That'll give you an Oath trigger without them getting an attack stab.
Yeah. If I can trigger Oath, I can win.
If you can trigger, yes. If you can trigger
but it's
Oath.
still pretty impressive that they've amounted this much, And again, that's through a Memory's Journey on flashback. They're able to mount such pressure.
Bazaar again here. We find another Icarid? No, but we do hit the Creeping Chill, which will drain for enough.
Brutal.
So how much have we got in the sideboard here?
4 ley lines, 1 Rav Trap, 2 Veiled, only because they're playing Cabal.
Yep.
Pithy Needle Names,
Bazaar.
Bazaar Baghdad, which is pretty good. I don't need
On the
counter
play,
spells.
yeah.
Oko's not great.
No, okay. I mean, you expect them to have creatures basically always.
Yeah. I think Oko's still pretty good as a backup plan if I'm expecting control, someone to interact with me, and then I've got a backup plan that doesn't involve the Oath at all. I can just play a mid-range strategy.
Sure.
But it's, mid-range is pretty bad versus Bazaar.
And 1 pre drain out, casting cantrips very hard against a deck that assembles its kill on turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'm happy to cut a cantrip because it's not a sideboard card. It's not a combo card.
Snapkeep here. We've got traps
It's a good hand.
and the ley line. This is hard to beat
Yeah.
for a deck based around graveyards.
Yeah, I've even got the Noxious Revival, which puts a card on top of from graveyard on top of library, which is meant to be a combo card for me. But
in a pinch.
In a pinch, yeah.
Oh, and the vamp. Love to see it.
It's all coming up Millhouse. Maybe I should have let Underground see.
I mean,
On the off chance that I hit Vamp. I don't know.
alright, let's see. What do they have off Bazaar?
Well, they're exiling it, so I assume they're just digging for the Dredge decks run Force of Vigor now.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume they're just looking for Force of Vigor. Force of Vigor can blow me out as well, because it can hit Oath and Leyline. Oh gosh, and Hollow One. Brutal.
The other win, 4/4s.
Yeah, I mean they're just so resilient. So of note, I could Vamp Tutor then Preordain to draw what I look for, but because my opponent runs Cabal Therapy, it's actually safer on top of my library than it is in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And they found the Force. So what looked like a perfect hand is like getting a bit
Quickly coming
dicey.
apart. Put your creature on the bottom, obviously, and go again.
Still, they haven't got anything in their bin. We've got a Vamp Tutor and we've got a Rav Trap.
What's your plan? If they don't find anything this turn, what are you looking to tutor for? We're looking
Probably just Oath.
Oath, just straight up.
Yeah. I want to present like a clock for them.
Mm-hmm.
My own game plan to therefore clock them. Because if I just keep trying to find sideboard cards, I lose to the hollow ones. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Oath.
Oath on top, yeah. Put it out there.
If they've got 2 Force of Vigors, then kudos, you know?
Yeah, and the cards to pitch, of course.
Yeah.
Looking for it here.
Yeah. Oh, so they're activating Bazaar on upkeep, hoping to find a Dredger as well.
Yeah.
And they've got 2 Icarids in the bin, so if they let the Icarid trigger resolve, they'll have to exile their own Icarid right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or the other Icarid. And what do they find? They found Cabal Therapy.
Not gonna be from the hand. Not very impressive.
No. And a Creeping Chill and a Bridge from Below is also in there. So I'm tossing
Coming here just to get rid of the
Icarids. But I think I
Icarids.
realised Noxious Revival does the exact same thing because there's only
By
2.
taking out the first Icarid, the second Icarid has nothing to exile.
Exactly, so then I can save Rav Trap. Keep that clock low. Mind you, turn 1 hollow one, there's nothing to sniff at.
Yeah. Yeah, well that's the 2 life changes the clock by a turn right here.
It does, doesn't it? But, okay. Because he's got Cabal Therapy,
Yeah.
I think I've realised they can sack hollow one to Cabal Therapy, and then my Oath won't trigger. So I have to Rav Trap there. So I probably missed by that. I shouldn't have Noxious Revival. I should have just Rav Trapped. But I guess you can see the logic, right?
Yeah.
The Noxious Revival felt pretty good as a way to save the Rav Trap. Hopefully it won't matter.
Really funny here, time walk.
Yeah, but I don't have the Orchard to
To give them another creature.
Yeah, like the ideal is you get to chain it and just keep going. Petal's okay.
We have to put it in here. We're looking for the Orchid. That's the best
Yeah,
bet.
looking for the Orchard. Regrowth's also interesting because I can still Time Walk, but I couldn't regrowth Time Walk.
Yeah. I mean,
They don't have a graveyard though.
yeah, they don't have a graveyard. If you get any land, actually lets you get another ley line out here as well, right?
Yeah, although not if I'm
Not if you're
walking.
sucking a paddle to time walk.
Maybe that's why I'm not time walking.
So, any thoughts of just blocking, getting another ley line out, and playing the long game here?
Potentially, them triggering Oath is pretty strong though, because they could just find like Hogak or something like that.
Sure.
2 Bazaars. See, they're playing Force Wheel as well. It's so interactive these days. The meta's probably changed a lot in that regard since you played.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I said in the last stream, a lot of these decks, the Vengevine Hollow One decks, are playing sideboard Progenitors because it's 3 colours. So you can pitch to Contagion, you can pitch to Force, and you can pitch to Green.
just, yeah, that's it.
So I like to block there because if I block and kill it, yes, it makes my Oath worse, but I'm not triggering Oath anyway, and I can't just keep checking 4 because I'm only on 8 life.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's fine because they had the backup Hollow One anyway, so it worked out well. Treasure Cruise is a pretty good draw.
I mean, even if you block and they play no creature, you have a time walk, another shot to draw here we have the Orchid.
Yeah, so we found it. So Treasure Cruise was really quite a good draw. And often that's a really great thing about like your graveyard's such a resource in this deck that you can just trigger Oath even if they've got a Grafdigger's Cage out or something like that.
Seeing all of the landlines these games. 1 in the graveyard, 3 more in the hand. But I mean, this is it, right? You can sack paddle Imperial Seal, take your next turn, trigger Oath again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's wrapped up. Keeping in mind, whatever I put on top gets milled. So I'm putting Journey on top because it's got flashback.
Yeah.
So that I can ETB search trigger on the stack, Journey the Time Walk back in, and then search for the Time Walk with the second Runescarred Demon.
I see. And is the kill just damage?
Yeah,
it's flying damage?
It's just Runescarred Demon with a lot of turns. This is the perfect example of what the deck does. You don't need to draw, like I drew Underworld Breach there, you don't need to draw them because you can search them. I've got a, what do you call it? Superfluous reanimations of Time Walk here.
Yeah.
I can find a Regrowth, yeah. So I didn't even need to flashback the Memories Journey, I can find a Regrowth and Regrowth Time Walk, which is a little bit safer because Journey's nice to have in the bin just in case I might mill myself.
Sure, if the demons are all at the bottom of the deck. And
that's right. If
you have to take more turns than you have demons.
Yeah, that's right. But that's lethal because I've got to turn on the stack and 12 damage on the board now.
Yeah. And you still have the Underworld Bridge to play a bunch of Time Walks if you need to.
Yeah. Alright, well, I mean the Hollow One was scary, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, just not really fast enough.
So Force
Lots of wheels coming
back
in here. Is this... Are we trying to counter Hollow Ones? Are we trying to...
Yeah, Hollow One's a good one to counter, and I think the Force of Vigor is pretty brutal.
Sure.
I think I probably want to side in 1 Force of Vigor myself, because I've got so much tutoring.
Yeah.
I might just lose a Hollow One only, and want to find an out for Hollow One, like a 0 mana out for Hollow One. Seems pretty important. If I ever have a DT and want to pass the turn back, like Imperial Sealing for Force of Vigor, just to like stabilize myself. Okay. I also cut Show and Tell there, probably because of Hogak as well.
Yeah. Alright. Who lands here?
I'm gonna assume my mullet.
Happens sometimes.
Let's hope. It's good. Seen better, but it's.
I mean, a ley line in the opening is always nice.
You can't really.
You can't really. So
shoot.
we're throwing back the Ruined Sardine in here, of course, because we're looking to tutor this out, and we can't do that if they're in the hand.
Yep. The hand can get a bit awkward with combo pieces. You know, like Underworld Breach, I don't really want to see, because it's only good once you've already triggered Oath.
Yeah.
Which means it's good once you're already winning, so I don't want to see it in my opener. But whatever. I had lands, I had a ley line, and I had a play in Oko, so I had to keep it. And yeah, this hollow one is an issue.
But we have the Pithing Needle for the Bazaar, so no more hollow ones coming at least.
Yep.
Did we see the graveyard here?
I briefly saw it. They're like, I can't remember, but the opponent sucked Street Wraith as well.
No, but no dredges by the looks of it.
Well, I've got Leyline out anyway.
Oh, of course.
So. Still, this whole one's gonna clock me. So 5-10 clock.
Yeah.
What would you do here?
Oko make a food, costs you 1 life and makes a 1/1. Does this improve your clock?
I'm on a 5-10.
You're on 3 turns.
Yeah, although arguably 2 if I ever want to tap Confluence or Orchard again.
Pithing Needle becomes a 3/3, allows you to block all of the
I also want to protect Oko.
1/1s, and it also allows you to. Sure. So if you make the Pithing Needle into a 3/3, then your clock is the same if he attacks at your face.
Oh, Force of Vigor.
Force of Vigor turning your. I mean, your Pithing Needle is gonna die anyway, but. To Force of Vigor.
Brutal. I mean, it hit the ley line and it sort of killed the 3/3.
Yeah.
Which is pretty brutal. At least I get to untap with Oko here. Maybe I should have just made a food, because that was. Yeah. Although Force of Vigor would have hit the needle anyway, so we'd be in the same position except
You'd be in the same position except you'd have the food.
We'd have a food and Oko would have an extra loyalty. They're going for me anyway, so.
Both of you, yeah.
Yeah. It means I can't tap the Confluence. The food here would actually be good, because I could make a 3/3 and start to stabilize.
Yeah. Looks like that's it. So we're just looking for. We've got to have Time Walk off the next draw step, basically. Or Ancestral into Time Walk, some kind of draw spell into Time Walk, right?
I can't tap anything.
Unless you're taking another turn.
Yeah,
right?
I can tap. Yeah, I can tap Orchard in their turn. I can't tap Confluence at all, unless I sack food to gain life, and I can crack the Grove to draw a card. Yeah, I don't know.
So if we play the Grove, we sack the food and then draw a card. Our outs are. We have to hit a Time Walk at some point, and it has to be either exactly Oath Time Walk or Ancestral.
Balance
Time
is
Walk.
another option.
Balance, sure.
Balance is pretty good with an Oko out. Okay, so sacking. Drawing. Oath, okay.
Alright, so
But I can't take the damage, because if I take the damage, then I literally can't tap Confluence.
we can so you're taking 5 right now. You have 3, gain. So you take 1 down to 5. So you're at 0, but gain 3. So if you sack the food here, you're at 3 life.
Yeah, sack the food, go to 3. But then I can't make the food a 3/3. But the 3/3 blocking by itself.
Yeah, so if you sack the food here, you're only out as Time Walk off the top, right?
Yeah.
You play land, you play Oath and Time Walk.
Because if I go to 1 and then make my food a 3/3, then the 1/1's gonna kill me.
Yes,
So it's
because
the same either
you're
way,
taking
really.
5 here.
It's the same either way, but this way I get 1 more mana because I can tap Confluence.
You can tap Confluence on your next turn.
So I want to sack the food. I'm glad I'm smarter than I was when I played this because I figured it out quicker.
I'm gonna say I had a little something to do with it.
Yeah, it's legit just gotta be Time Walk.
Is there anything else that can? Because
Balance, yeah.
balance does it. You still get to make another food next turn, so you're actually, if you're willing to spend 2
But
mana,
I'm spending more life mana, so...
so
every
you're going
time-
to 3 here.
Yeah,
You
but
can-
it's... Every time I tap one of the Orchards or the Confluence,
You're
that's the equivalent of losing 1 life anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I needed something there.
yeah, because the food doesn't do it here.
Food takes me to 5, and they're swinging for
6.
6. Damn. Nothing in my bin. I wonder if I'd gone up with food instead of making Pithing Needle. Would have been a very similar position, except that would have been...
You would have had
One
one
extra
more
food.
draw, right?
Well, I would have had 1 extra food.
Yeah, which would have given you 1 more draw step.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we get to see it? Do we get to see the end of game draw 1 more?
Probably not.
So you'll never know.
Oh, I guess not. Well,
Awesome. Well then, I guess it doesn't matter.
yeah, opponent's
Oh wait,
hand was pretty stacked.
you. No. Even with Time Walk over the top, the Force of Vigor
Beats it.
takes you out because you can't. You don't have enough mana to.
If we had Time Walk and then like a Lotus or something, then we could Underworld Breach and replay the
Time Walk and the Oath.
Maybe. I don't think we had enough cards in graveyard, but anyway, that was a pretty brutal loss, but I don't know if much could have changed it. We had some good hands. I mean, the hand one was pretty excellent.
Game 1 was mostly a die roll, I would say.
Yeah.
On the play, I think that hand is too quick, and on the draw, just not quick enough, right? Just not quick enough for your opponent's hand.
Yeah, I couldn't ship it though. It's Lotus Acol.
Exactly. I mean, obviously you can't ship it because you don't even know you're playing against Dredge. You don't even know you're playing a 3-turn game.
Anyway, we're Adelaide Eternal. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out my deck list, it's on Moxfield, and there's a link below. And yeah, thanks again. If you want a more detailed analysis of the deck list as well, go to match 1 and you'll be able to see it there. Thanks, guys.